I saw that you had done, because you have already done your 100 days of working out.
Yeah.
So here we've done a few episodes on maybe gym etiquette. We've done a few episodes on what to do, like what changes when you start working out. We've interviewed. We're also looking maybe to interview more people so that people can understand the intricacies of working out. So what prompted you to start working out in the first place?
I think I was in a kind of bad mental state then, and I keep saying that I'll work out, but I didn't really get into it. Then one day I just decided. I found a gym somewhere near where I live. I went, I inquired, then I decided, no, I'm not going home. Let me do it today. So that's how I started. Then the 100 days of sweat thing, I saw it in
So 100 days of what's like the significance of why those 100 days?
I think it was a challenge. There are these guys called Yes Theory. They are big YouTubers and all that.
I've seen them.
Yeah, so they had this challenge, like 100 days of sweat. So like you don't have to go to the gym, you
every
just
day,
run or something, as long as you sweat. So to keep myself accountable and motivated, I decided to take up that challenge.
So like the 100 days.
Yeah, for 100 days, because I felt if I don't, if I decide to go today, then tomorrow I don't go. I want to be consistent. So I took the challenge so that I can push myself to be consistent.
So what what did you notice along the journey? Like maybe about yourself, about maybe your body, about what have you learned about yourself as a man through these 100 days that I know they were not easy?
Yeah, they were not easy.
Yeah, what have you learned about yourself as a man?
Yeah, so I think one of the most beautiful things is that once you start working out, you are choosing to stress yourself every day. So with that, you get, even forget about the physical part. You get mentally stronger because now because when I started out, I had made a point that I'd be going to the gym every day by 5:30 a.m.
Waking up in the you have to wake up really early.
So and I didn't used to wake up that early, but now I had created this discipline, and I stress myself that I have to do this every day. So building that consistency and stressing yourself, pushing yourself, it really, it adds on in the end, and you find yourself handling stress and all these things life throws at us.
In a better way.
Yeah, it gets a bit easier, if I can say.
So physically, what has changed? Like physically for you, because
physically, I think when you go to the gym, you have to. I think I made that mistake that I didn't have a really solid goal, so I did a lot of weights. Then somewhere along the way, I started doing cardio. So I bulked up a bit. Then I got really hard into cardio that I shed the weight. Then I got back again. But even with all that, physically, you sleep better. You feel even better. You're more energized. You are sharper mentally. So it's I encourage everyone to work out.
So basically, you said you wake up at you do 5:30 in the morning. And you have an 8 to 5. So how did that work out? How, because the gym is trainers, and then because most people I know they work up after work. So how did that did it affect your performance at work? Was it hard to adjust in the first few days when at work?
Definitely during the first days, the first probably 2-3 weeks, it was hard, man, because you're not used to waking up that early. You go to work tired, you're sleepy. So it was a lot, but I decided to do that because I wanted to go to the gym every day, and I knew if I decided to go in the evening, probably some days I tell myself, today I'm too tired to go, or something comes up during the day and you can't make it. So I found that going out in the morning, you have control of your time, because no one is expecting you to meet them at 5 a.m. or something like that. So at that point, you're the one who's controlling your schedule. So that's why I decided to go in the morning, so that I can make full use of my day.
So what next after the 100 days? What next?
I think it's now become a lifestyle. Like I finished the 100 days, but that was not the end of me working out, because now I still work out regularly. So it's become a lifestyle, because gym is amazing, because you meet, apart from just the mental and physical gains, there's also the networking.
The networking aspect.
So you meet guys at the gym. Like kuna siku zingine unasikia nikaa haujaenda gym, nikaa si eti umejikosea, nikaa kuna watu umekosea. So apart from your it's a lot of things. I think that might need a whole episode to
unpack.
To unpack.
Okay, then I realized you are from the coast. You're from the Nini coast, whatever. It was a province, but so like how did like transitioning to Nairobi, like do mannerisms in coast, mannerisms in Nairobi, like how did you like find because like for most guys in Nairobi, we are very maybe straightforward, we are very gruff, we like ukiangalia nikaa hatuna maana sometimes, like how did you find like that, the difference between
there's a difference, because especially in how people relate to each other. I think but I've adjusted, because I've stayed in Nairobi for quite a long time, so I've picked up some good habits and unfortunately some bad habits too. But like for example, when I go to a restaurant, I'll tell maybe the waiter nisaidie chai, but someone else will say, leta chai. So it's those small things sometimes which I notice, but I think not everyone notices that. But there's that, and also when you're growing up in coast, we were told how bad Nairobi was. Like things.
But then don't nasikia like most dudes from coast maybe wakuje for a few days, then they go back.
There are people who would not live in Nairobi, like they'll just hear about Nairobi and they'll be like, no, mi siwezi kaa Nairobi, but huko kwenu huko Nairobi hapana. Because I think Nairobi is generally, it's a bit rough most times. Like things are a bit more fast-paced, people are aggressive and all that. I think people generally don't really care about each other. So I think that's the major difference about the two cultures or upbringings.
And like let me ask, is there like can you tell like the dating scene in Nairobi and the dating scene in Coastal, kuna any disparity ama is just a blanket scene, like challenges zenye si watu wa Nairobi we are facing ndo dudes in Coastal are facing?
I think I think nowadays it's become like a bit of a village of sorts. So it's it has kind of leveled out. But a while back, I think Mombasa and generally the coast people were more romantic, if I can use that word. How they go about the dating scene and all that, how they navigate as compared to guys in Nairobi.
Let's say let me just like for the like the chicks in Nairobi like wako very modernized and very aggressive, and I hear like the chicks in Coastal maybe are very maybe wifely and all that. Is it true ama inakuanga ni just propaganda tu?
I think squeeze hiyo ni propaganda tu. I think you can find your mate anywhere. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have musikuja Mombasa mazee kubeba wa mama. Mutubakishie wengine. Musikuje sana. But anyway, I think it boils down to personality. Like you'd find someone you'd like in Nairobi, you'd find someone
you like in Mombasa.
So I think nowadays things are
like ime level out.
Like things have leveled out.
Do you know me like where I came from? So I'm not originally from Nairobi. Mimi kwa nimetoka Nax. Pia like the culture difference haikuwa that much apart from like how Nairobi and Nakuru is. Nakuru is a little bit slow paced, but hakuna that major difference that I've experienced from Nairobi to Nakuru.
I think nowadays like things are leveled out. Also, the major difference was that I'm talking about several years ago now. like growing up or those several years ago, like you couldn't. It was hard to find probably a chick hitting on you and all that. But nowadays, like it's commonplace.
Oh, it
happens.
yeah.
Also, I was not raised in a city like Mombasa.
Oh, like you
Mini kienyeji. I grew up in the village. so yeah, things were a bit different because I came straight from the village to Nairobi.
Oh, hakukuwa na a transition, you come to mzima.
Yeah, so ilikuwa tu nimemaliza shule ushago Nairobi straight. So yeah, it was hard transitioning, but you know, I'm here.
Oh, like some dudes like wanakuanga na hiyo itwaje, like they can't believe that dudes can get approached by chicks.
Yeah.
So is it something you can relate to? Ama like what like I know it's hard for women to approach like can dudes package themselves in such a way wanaweza kuwa approached by women?
I think nowadays it happens, like it's commonplace to you know to get chicks hitting up on you and all that. So I think things have really changed, not even about the coming from the city and the village. I think
the attitudes too
change. Because now I think with like even people in the village are more exposed
are more open
to the modern way of things and all that.
Okay. So there was something I also wanted to ask you. You've done a lot of CSR work. What are some of the organizations or some of the things that you've done in the CSR spaces?
I think one of the things I'm still doing, even using my NFTs, there's an organization called Heals for Parts.
Oh, you're like the Heals for Parts, that organization with those mamas.
Yeah. So what they do is, you know, they bring awareness about period poverty. So one of the major things they do is they go to these far-flung, you know, places where I tell you, if you go to those places, you'd realize how privileged you are. Because you know, we have girls who are using, I don't know, banana peels, using their underwear and all that during their period. So in my 8 to 5, when we were doing our CSR, we ended up partnering with them. And after, you know, I traveled with them for weeks and all that to these places, saw what they are doing, and you know, it touched me. So even before I got into NFTs and all that, I had begun asking myself, like, what more can I do to, you know, to make a change? So naturally, when I got into NFTs, I decided that I'll be using a percentage of my NFT sales to give back to them, so that I can support their, you know, their.
So what can like dudes who are listening in to our pod, what can they do? Like how can they get involved in such initiatives?
I think just find someone doing something in your community and find an interest or find a solution you can be part of in whatever small way. You don't have to you don't have to donate a million shillings or anything, because I say that I like saying you don't have to do everything, just do whatever small part you can. Someone else, your neighbor, if they do also their small part, at the end of the day it adds up. So it becomes, you know, you'll end up making a
difference.
A difference.
Okay.
Like everything, there's something I read about anything above 0 compounds. So as long as you're doing something small, at the end of the day, it will keep growing.
So they can even start off at Heals for Parts.
If you want, you know, if that's something you feel passionate about or you want to help, you can reach out. They are called Sister Speaks 254 in Twitter, or you can just go check out the hashtag Heals for Pads. You'll find them. You know, they have this constantly throughout the year. They have different things they are doing around that, and hit them up. See how you can help. Maybe you can donate your time, your skills, or monetary, or even donate parts physically. Do whatever whatever small thing you can.
We will include these links on our show notes so that guys can go and check them out.
Nice.
So in conclusion, what plans do you have for the future in terms of your craft, your maybe fitness, the NFTs and all that? What are the plans for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I want to, because I've been balancing an 8 to 5 job and my craft for the longest time ever. So I want to try see if I can push my craft more, like get better at it, get it to a bigger level, and with the with the NFT thing and all that, it's become even more possible for guys to live off their craft, because it's not only photography.
So basically,
artists,
you are one of the pioneers, like you are batch of, like you are one of the first people who started doing photography. Like you are maybe the first or the second groups, I know that,
in the NFT world.
Yeah, like basically even in Kenya when people are doing whatever.
Yeah, probably in the modern photography thing, apart from wale wase walikuwa na ride by scale and all that. Yeah, probably maybe among the first groups, but I didn't push it as much when I was starting.
Okay. So for the, like you said, like people can, like artists and you guys, you can earn from your work through the NFTs.
Yeah, so now like the barrier to, we don't have, even our borders are not now the barriers, because now we were in this space where if you are selling your work, you are only selling it to guys in Kenya or Nairobi, but now like the whole world is your marketplace. Yeah, so there's a good chance that you can live off your craft, which was, creatives generally, we were starving artists a few years ago, but now we have there's this huge change which is here with us. Yeah.
And where can guys get maybe your prints?
Yeah, so I have, you can check out my links in Instagram. I'm trying to set up a print shop, so you can
nice.
You can go choose whatever photo you want, or any photo you want from that link. Hit me up and I'll hook you up with a print. But also I'm trying to go into the international market and trying to have my work in these print on demand shops and all that. Yeah, so we don't have boring walls at all.
Okay, so in conclusion, what can you tell young dudes, maybe from your own experience? What like advice do you have? Maybe any sort of advice, any parting shot? So
yeah, I think generally we were a bit docile in that how we grew up and all that, but now the world is our playground. So go out, do what you can, pursue your dreams, man. Like whatever dreams you have, you can go and get it.
Thank you for joining us. Hata sisi we are growing and we are trying to maybe push this thing.
Yeah, this is part of pursuing your dreams.
So we're trying to push
you
it.
guys are doing
we're trying to push it for the, maybe we see what we can do maybe in a year or so, and how maybe we can maybe start something that can support other creators and all that stuff. Yeah. Nice. So thank you for coming, and it's been a pleasure having you. We'll plug you everything, all the links and everything on our show notes. Peace. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. And, thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.